Hello, Giovanni. Good morning. Okay, let's
Hello,
please
teacher.
begin. Good morning. So let's begin. I'm gonna see where we finished last class. Okay, so we're gonna begin now. We started with this. Okay, so today we're gonna do this grammar part, half an hour, and the other half an hour we'll do the quiz, okay? You've never done a quiz before, right?
No, teacher.
Okay, don't worry, it's not so difficult. Uh so we normally do 2 quizzes at a time because each quiz takes you like half an hour. Okay, but the first one, because we have an odd number. The first one, the A1, always is taken alone, because then in the different class we're gonna have the A2, A3, and in the different class we're gonna have the A4 and the module test. Okay, so but in this case, it's only going to take you half an hour. So only half an hour. It's like an assignment. Okay. So uh, we're going to do that at the end of the class. Okay. So let's please, we're going to advance with the A2 module.
Hi. You know, the personal computer was invented only about 25 years ago. Amazing. Now it's used for almost everything, especially now that we have the internet. Was invented, is used, and are taught are examples of the passive. Let's take a look at this verb form.
Can you please read?
We form the passive with a form of be plus the past participle of the verb. Nick was tricked. The GC bar is managed by Perry, and the iced tea is made fresh every day. An active sentence focuses on the agent, the door of an action. A passive sentence focuses on the receiver of an action. Look at this active sentence. Someone tricked Nick. In the example, someone is the agent and Nick is the receiver of the action, the object. If we want to focus on Nick, we use a passive sentence. Someone tricked Nick. Notice that the object of the active sentence becomes the subject of the passive sentence. Notice too that the subject must agree with the verb.
Okay. Continue, please.
We often use the passive when we don't know who the agent is the audio file was edited. In the example, Talia doesn't know who edited the audio file. We can also use the passive when it's clear who the agent is, so we don't need to say it. The news is reported on several channels. In the example, we know that reporters report the news, so we don't need to meet the agent. We do not say the news is reported on several channels by reporters.
Okay. 5 and 6.
We can also use the passive when we don't want to say who the agent is. Too many mistakes were made in that report. In the example, Tony doesn't want to say who made the mistakes. Sometimes the name of the agent is important information that we need in the sentence. If we want to say the name of the agent, we use by. Nick was tricked. The story was reported.
Okay. So let's read. Okay, so we form the passive with a form of be plus past participle of the verb. In this case, Nick was tricked. The juice bar is managed by Patty. The iced tea is made fresh every day. Okay, so here, I don't know if, can you please give me 2 examples of using the passive voice?
Mm, mm, mm.
Could be anything, like with any verb.
Uh, the classes are taught by the same professor and by the
Excellent.
same teacher.
The same teacher, let's say, or professor, yes. Professor, great. Let's do another one, please.
Mm, mm, uh, the video game is produced by the same company.
Great. It's produced. Great. So, well, I'm really guessing that because you wrote yesterday something, it was very well written. Did you use any software to correct or Word, something like that?
No, teacher.
Hey, so your
Uh,
level is very high, right? I think your level because what I read yesterday was very well done. I've never seen like that, and I've had good students like in the level. It's a very advanced level. So that's why I'm like really, I know you already know this because your level is somehow very high. I might be wrong. Do you already know this or not?
Yes, yes. It's
Okay,
because difficult for me to think
an
sentence.
example. Okay,
Yes, an
yeah, that's
example.
why I'm gonna go because I understand your level. Depends on the level of the student, so I'm gonna go a little bit faster so that we don't waste too much time on things that are obvious, and I can teach you things that are more productive for your level. Okay, so but anyways, we need to finish this. So here also the active focuses on the agent and the passive on the receiver. Okay, so we could use the same sentence. The same professor teaches the classes. Or the same company produced or produces the video game. In this case, I'm using the active form of the sentences you uh, created. Is there any question with one or two, maybe?
No, teacher.
Okay, great. So we often use the passive when we don't know who the agent is. Like, I don't know, the audio file was edited and I don't know, the car or my car, let's say my car was stolen. I don't know who stole the car, right? Of course, normally we don't know who's stealing the things, right? So or we can also use the passive when it's clear who the agent is, so we don't need to say it. Like uh mm, let me think of an example here. Uh, the match was lost yesterday. Okay, so okay, I don't know, like some sentence where you don't need to say who really is the agent, depending on the context, right? So if we're talking about, I don't know, we're talking about somebody and somebody did something, we could use the passive without mentioning that person. Normally, we don't really use the agent, to be honest with you. In passive, we don't really use the agent, okay? Because the agent is rarely used, okay, in the passive form, because most of the times you have context as to who you're talking about, right? Okay, I don't know if there's any question with 3 and 4, maybe.
No, teacher. Clear.
Okay, great. 5, we can use the passive also when we know who the agent is, but we don't want to say who the agent is. Like, I don't know. Uh, mm, many like here, many mistakes were made in the report. Uh, many mistakes were presented in the report, or Let me think of another example here. Okay. Can you think of an example where you wouldn't want to say who the agent is?
Mm,
Okay. A thief was caught red-handed, or the thief. We don't want to say who caught it, who caught him actually. Okay. Or we could also say like, I don't know, richest people are blessed. We don't want to say like who's the one that blesses them. Okay, it should be God or something like that, but we don't want to get into religious territory. Okay, so in these cases, we don't want to say who the agent is. And sometimes the name of the agent is important, so we need to include it. We use by, like, I don't know. The last, or my mobile was stolen by Roberto, let's see. Or a meeting with the president has been arranged by his advisor. Okay, in these cases, we need to say, or we want to say who the agent is. Okay, I don't know if there's any question, maybe 5 or 6.
no, teacher. Clear.
Okay, great.
Hi. Today we're going to spend a little time talking about the quantifiers a lot of, a few, a little, many, and much. There are a few things you need to know about them. For example, some of them are used with count nouns, and some are used with non-count nouns. Let's begin.
Okay, can you please read?
Count nouns are nouns that we can count. Here are some examples. One friend, one member, one idea. We can use a lot of, many, and a few with plural count nouns. Nick has a lot of friends on the team. Do you know many members of the team, Patty? I have a few ideas. Non-count nouns are nouns that we cannot count. Here are some examples. Help, information, money, tea, time. We can use a lot of, much, and a little with not count nouns. It's worth a lot of money. We don't have much money. I need a little help from Amy.
Okay, continue, please.
Notice that we can use a lot of with both count and non-count nouns. Nick has a lot of friends. He has a lot of money too. We can use a lot of in questions and in affirmative or negative statements. Does Dean have a lot of friends? I don't have a lot of money. We usually use many and much in questions and negative statements rather than in affirmative statements. I haven't bought my ticket for the game yet. How much time do I have? They didn't have many tickets left yesterday. You'd better buy one now.
Okay. So here, count nouns are nouns that we can count, like one friend, one member, one idea. And we use a lot of, many, and a few to count them or to express how many of them we're talking about. Okay. So here, let me write some examples. I bought a book yesterday. Alex has a few pencils. He has many cars. Each chapter covers a lot of topics. Okay, and we use non-count nouns with with a lot, much, and a little. Okay, so these non-count nouns, of course, are nouns that we can't count, like help. I can't say like, I need one help, right? Or information. I need 5 informations, right? Or money. I need 10 monies. That's something that we can't do. So in that case, with these non-count nouns, we need to use a lot of, much, a little. Okay, so let's try to write some exercises here. I think in one of the videos they say I need a little information. I have a lot of money. I don't need much time. Okay, so it's worth a lot of money. I need a little help. We don't have much time. Is there any questions with one or two maybe?
No, teacher. It's clear.
Okay, great. So let's finish here. Okay, I'll give you half an hour to do the test. Not the test, it's the quiz from what we've seen until now. We're gonna finish here. Okay, I'm gonna do the quick poll and then you can start the quiz. And I'll see you on Monday. You don't need to be in the Zoom chat. Okay, so I'll see you on Monday. Good